Hi, I'm Kurt Jacobson. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm the Fast and Furious cook, and today we are going to do chicken and broccoli. This is braised chicken and broccoli. It's an interesting dish because it's not quite braised, it's not quite a stew, it's not quite chicken soup, but it is a meal in one pot. I love one-pot meals. We're going to use the old Le Creuset here, and we're going to do a method of sautéing that I love because you use water instead of oil. Okay, for this dish, we're just going to chop the onion. It doesn't have to be any certain size. You might want a bigger chunk. You might want it smaller so it disappears in the pot. But I'm going to go ahead and cut it at about a 1/2 inch cube like this. And in the pot. Now this is a little bit more onion than I usually would use, but hey, I like onion. So if you don't like onion so much, put in a 1/2 cup. But if you like onion, you can go 1.5 cups, and that is no problem. And the celery, just like the onion, it's about a 1/2 inch chopped celery. We cook that at the same time as the onion. Cooks for 5 minutes. Then we start adding the rest of the ingredients. All right, it's been 5 minutes and our celery and our onions are just starting to get soft. So now we're ready to throw the chicken in there. And this is about a 5-pound chicken. And then we're going to add the rest of our water, which today I'm using a very light chicken stock. But you can use water just as well. And we're going to add 1 teaspoon of better than base chicken base. Or better than bouillon, excuse me. This is not them bouillon cubes, and it is so much better. Got 1 teaspoon. We'll just put it on in there. It'll soften up and stir in just a little bit. See, it falls right off. Now we're cooking this on high heat, and we're going to bring this to a simmer, and then we're going to cut it back just a little. This is also the point where we add the thyme and the spike. This will give it a nice herbal flavor without overpowering it. And it'll be just a few minutes before this comes to a nice simmer. Okay, it's been 20 minutes and it's time to put in the potatoes. This is about 2 cups of potatoes, and we're going to stir these in. And then we're going to give that a few minutes to get those going before we add our carrots and our broccoli. And the reason we do that is we would have mushed carrots and mushed broccoli if we put them in too soon. All right, that is not going to fit. It's time for emergency big pot time. Okay, it has become apparent to me that it's time to bring out the big boy. I could make it all fit in this pot, but because I have this bigger 6-quart pot, I'm going to do a transfer. This was a bigger chicken than I typically would have had, and that has caused me to run out of room. So we're going to do this big transfer. I'll even do it with the camera watching. Don't do this at home, folks, because this is a tricky one. First of all, we're going to take just a couple pieces of chicken out of here to lessen the splat. There we go. Watch this. With only a little splatter. All right, that's much better. Okay, it's been 15 minutes, so now it's time to put the broccoli in. And we'll just cut some nice little florets here. Basically, you just want something bite-sized or maybe a little bit bigger than bite-size. And this will cook pretty quick when we put it in the pot right on top. It'll steam. And you can use these stems too. You can put the stems in there if you want, or you can just do the florets. All up to your preference. A little bad spot in this broccoli. We'll put that aside and use the good stuff. So there we have all of our little florets with various amounts of stem. Little black stuff there. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and put it on the stove. So this has been cooking along very nicely. We'll give it one little stir. And you can see that the liquid comes right up to about the top of all the ingredients. You can make this more soupy and add another cup or two of broth if you want a soupier dish. It's best to put these in stem down. Because these stems take a little longer to cook than the tops of the crown. And that way, the stems cook without overcooking the crowns. Once all this goes in, we're going to kick the heat up just a little to make sure that we're steaming the broccoli. And there we go, kicking up the heat. 5 minutes, it's time to eat. Okay, it's been just under 50 minutes, and here we are at the finished product. You can see that broccoli is nice and green, not overcooked. And so what we're going to do here is just get on in there, get a nice big old thigh, and some potatoes, and then some more broccoli and carrots. And there you have one lovely, lovely bowl of chicken. Not quite a soup, not quite a stew, braised chicken and broccoli. You can find the recipe on my website at www.fastandfuriouscook.com. Hope you love it. Thanks.